Hello everybody and welcome back to Witch in the City. Thank you to everybody that's been subscribing and liking and commenting on my videos, even though we haven't been posting any for a while. Never fear, we have lots of videos planned for the coming weeks and months. We've been getting quite excited over the last month or so, planning different themes and ideas which will be showing you over the next few months. So if you haven't already, please subscribe so you can get posted of all the magical things that we are up to. Today on the show we're going to be looking at the Witch's Circle. The magical circle is familiar to pretty much everyone, I'm sure, whether you're already a witch or not. The concept of the circle has been in many films. You see Harry Potter casting a magic circle, and even in the film Dracula, Anthony Hopkins, as his role of Van Helsing, cast a circle of fire to keep all negativity, i.e. vampires, out. So the idea of a magic circle of protection goes way back into our culture, our psyche and our history. But within paganism and within Wicca, we cast a magic circle, and by doing that we create a sacred space. The magic circle is a space what we like to call between the worlds. So when you're in the magic circle, the concerns of your everyday life are very separate. They're outside the circle, and the magical energy it will raise will be contained within it. It's also a circle of protection. So when we cast the circle, we know that we will only be having the positive energy inside the circle, and nothing external, anything that might be upsetting to us or that we don't want to deal with, or a wandering energy will not be bothering us. We'll be completely safe and contained within that circle. When inside a magical circle, you often feel it's a place out of time. The concept of time is very different. So we don't have watches or clocks or anything, like mobile phones, definitely not in a circle. And I often find when people are setting up a magical circle and we're getting ready, everyone's moaning, oh, I'm cold, or oh, it's a freezing night. And when the circle is up and we're all contained in, not one moan, everyone's warm and toasty. So the sense of energy, warmth and timelessness is all contained within the circle. By having a magic circle, we can set up shop, as it were, or we can have a ritual pretty much anywhere we like. So opposed to as most religions where they'll have a church or they'll have a space where they go to in particular to worship, we create the sacred space, and that is where we worship, and that is where we do our magic. Also, you find that obviously most buildings are rectangular or square, and the priest or the leader will be above in the front of everybody. With the concept of the circle, everybody is equal and playing an equal part in the ceremony. Yes, there are people, usually the high priest and high priestess, or whoever's running the ritual, who will be more focal in the ceremony, maybe in the middle, or be the focal point of the ceremony, but everyone is as equal as each other. There's no front, there's no back. It's a circle very much related to the goddess, the energy, the flowing energy of the goddess, which I think is a really lovely concept. So, to create a sacred space, whether this be in your bedroom, living room, in your back garden, or wherever you're wanting to create a sacred space, the first thing that needs to be done is to cleanse that sacred space. Now, this is not a witch's Bible, this is how you have to do it. It's completely up to you how you want to do this. These are general guidelines. The way I go about things, you'll find that other traditions may do it slightly differently. Nothing's right or wrong. Everything depends on what is what feels right for you. So to cleanse a circle, we need a few things. We need salt, so a little bowl of salt there. Salt represents the element of earth. We need water, so a little bowl of water here. Obviously salt represents the element of, yep, you got it, water, brilliant. And then incense. Now usually we use a bit fancier method, but for just the purpose of this little small video, usually I use charcoal on a burner and then put the incense on the charcoal. But today we'll just use an incense stick. It doesn't matter, it could be as grand or as kind of small and easy for you to do as you absolutely would like it to be. So don't feel you have to spend lots of money on this, especially if you're just starting out. So the incense represents the fire, which is burning, and the air for the smoke going into the air. So there you've got the 4 elements. First of all, what we're going to do to show you how to prepare the sacred space, you need to cleanse or exercise, as some people say, the water, simply because water is a very psychic fluid. It picks up energy, which is good. You can pick up very positive healing energy and you can bless it, but it can also pick up, negative vibes. So wherever this water's been before, in the Thames or wherever it's been, we exercise it or bless it, and we cleanse it. So that needs doing, we'll do that in just a second. Also with the salt, that doesn't need exercising or cleansing. That doesn't have the same psychic energy. It doesn't pick up things. We just bless the salt, so it's prepared for the ritual. You can do this with your wand, we've talked about before, your magic wand, or you can do it with your athame. We'll talk more about athames later. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do this all with my wand, simply because, as I may have mentioned in other videos, I invite lots of fairy energies into my life, and fairies don't particularly like having knives pointed at them, so just out of politeness, I'm going to be using my lovely little wand. So what we do is we move towards our makeshift altar. Hey, it's for Witch in the City. We live in small buildings, we need to make do with what we can. And we go towards the water, and you take your wand, your athame, whatever you're using, can be a crystal, and you will put the wand in the water. You can do a water pentagram if you like, which could be a banishing pentagram, but we'll talk about those another week. So if you don't know what they are, don't worry, we'll do that another week. Gosh, I'm thinking of new shows all the time. We will visualise ourselves channeling energy, so you can take the energy from the earth or from the ether, through your body, through your arm, through your wand or athame into the water. And you can say, there's plenty of lovely words out there, but for basic reason today, we'll just say, I exorcise thee, O creature of water. Let there be no negativity or unwanted energy contained within thee. In the name of the Lady and the Lord, so mote it be. And with that, we are blessing the water. There's plenty of other words you can use, that's just a basic one. But the energy is to bless it, to cleanse it. And then we go to the salt. As you remember, we don't cleanse the salt, we just bless the salt. And again, you can do an earth pentagram in the salt. Again, talk about another week. And we say something like, visualising the energy passing through you. I bless thee, O creature of salt. In the names of the Lady and the Lord, enrich, bless and ground this ritual, so mote it be. So there we have the cleansed and blessed earth and water. Then we take a little bit of the salt, so like a cookery lesson now, and we put it in the water. And then we mix it up. Again, if you're using your athame to do this, clean your athame straight afterwards, because the water and the salt will not make happy with the blade, as my blade has had that, I'm just realising. So when you mix the salt and the water up, then you're ready to start cleansing and blessing the circle. So now you've cleansed and blessed and mixed the salt and the water, we're going to purify and cleanse the outside of the circle with it. We're going to go in a diasyl, which is clockwise direction, starting with the north. Again, other traditions may have other directions they'll start in, such as the east, but for me, I start in the north, which is this way, and I will start by taking bits of the salt and water in my hands and blessing by not throwing it at the cat as well. Sorry, Cobby. Maybe you can't see him in shot, but there's a cat right in front as well. I'm trying to bless it. And I'll bless. And when you throw out this salt and water, pretty more glamorous word than throw out, but you sprinkle delicately the salt and water. Visualise that salt and water really kind of neutralising the energy, cleansing the energy, and blessing the space. So you've already gone around your circle. You may have a much bigger circle than we do, but as you know, it's a small space. Put the salt and water down. I'll be back in a second. Take the incense and you will walk round the circle. I've looked and see if I had a feather around, because feathers sometimes can help gently move the incense around the circle. So then you've cleansed the circle with water and earth. Now you're cleansing it with fire and air. So the circle has now been blessed by the 4 elements. Okay, so if I just grab my wand, you're now ready to cast the circle. Oh, one more thing before I forget. If you would like to, before doing that, if you'd like to brush the circle, absolutely fine. That's a good thing to do as well. In this space it's a little bit small, but you can take a broom and brush the circle before you do the salt and the water. That's the other nice thing to do. Okay, so you've cleansed it. You're ready to cast your circle. So you take your wand, your athame, or your sword if you're feeling sword-like, or if you're in a ritual that's quite high magic or strong energy. Doesn't matter. I've got my wand here. For me, I start from the north. And first step, again, we're channeling energy. We're creating this magic circle by channeling energy. So you can visualize it coming in from the ether. You can visualize it coming up through imaginary roots in your feet. You're pulling it up through your body and you're sending it out there. People see this in different colours: purple, gold, silver, white, whatever, mixture of all of it. It doesn't matter. Just visualise the energy going through. And then we can say some words as we cast the circle. Now, there's many words you can say. You can look them up in many great books out there, which I'll talk about later. You can look up. But the general feeling is you're casting this circle as a circle of protection, as a boundary between the worlds, which will contain the energy raised within. That's one other word you can say. Or you could say something very goddess-like, which I like to say, which I'll say now, and then you'll see what I'm saying. So it's a more goddessy way of invoking the circle. So we go to the north, the east, the south, the west, back to the north, and I will say, by the earth that is her body, by the air that is her breath, by the fire of her bright spirit, and by the water of her ever-living womb, the circle is cast. So might it be. And now the circle is cast. This is how to cast a circle. You may do whatever magic you would like to do in between any celebration, or just simply to meditate. The next thing you would like to do is to invoke the elements, the goddess and the god, but we'll be covering that in another episode. So before I let you go, I'm just going to show you how to open the circle, because after you've done all your work inside, you need to actually release that energy. So now you'll go widdershins, which is clockwise, anti-clockwise, and you'll start in the north again, and just go the other way around. So I'll say the similar words, but you can use your own. And we'll start here, from the earth that is her body, from the water of her ever-living womb, from the fire of her bright spirit, and the air that is her breath. The circle is open, yet unbroken. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, you know where the buttons are. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. Yeah, it'd be brilliant if you do that. That'd be wonderful. And yeah, come back again. We've got loads more videos planned, as I mentioned, so stay tuned for more Witch in the City.